What's up, y'all? Welcome to Mid-Georgia Outdoors. Got me and my son Christian here. Today we're going to talk about deer cane and trail cameras. And this happens to be like a little spot in our backyard that we don't really produce high quality deer here, but very pine thickets, very thick with pines. I'll walk and show you. Come on, bud. And it's a little trail right here. We usually food plot, but some of these pines have grown up a whole bunch. So, but we're gonna walk back to this little funnel, and I'll catch right back up with you and show you where our first trail camera is and where we have it on a very active trail. And that one is a cell phone camera, Tacticam. And then another one is I have to manually go read the cards, but this is what we got. It's what we got to work with here at the house. But we'll catch right back up with you. I don't know if y'all can see that. Don't you love early season scouting? Come on, bud. This area right here, it's like a little split in the road coming from back that way and loops back around, and then it opens up again, which I try to, more spider webs, keep some of this bush hog down. And there's some potential spots in here. But it kind of opens right back up, and you can kind of see where this funnel is right here, or where this trail is pretty heavily used. It's an easy opening, but there's a lot of cover in the woods. There are trails they have that walk straight through here. The only part that sucks is when you shoot one. It's pretty thick to drag it out, but we'll just walk right up in here. So this is one of our trail camera areas that we're gonna probably drop some deer cane in, and one of my cameras happens to be right here, but we are going to put a SD card in so I can capture some more videos. But yeah, this is the Reveal 3.0 Pro. There you can see me, but it's a pretty good camera. I do need to angle it down some, maybe wedge a little stick right up in here. This one I don't have to worry about as much. This is all excluded on our property, but it looks right down through here. And we are kind of in a little bit of a residential area, but they produce some pretty good deer. There are a lot of pines, but there is some white oaks down this way, which we do have a camera on a tree. And we're going to scout one more area to drop the camera out. I think the total acreage of this area is about 52 acres, give or so, of the available places that I have to hunt or permission to hunt. And we bow hunt this only. So we do have some old ladder stands in here that sometimes I will hunt out of. Just kind of depends. But I have permission to bow hunt exclusively just on these areas. I can gun hunt over here right across this little fence line into my area, but I prefer to bow hunt. So let's get a SD card in this camera, change a couple of settings on the camera, throw out some deer cane, and catch you back with you. So we got the salt lick out, me and Christian did. Got the SD card put back in the camera, and we're gonna work our way back to this little trail that was used for I think it was used, they used to dump stuff back here or something like that. I don't know, but you can kind of see this game trail that runs right up through here, but we're gonna cut that way I do have a ladder stand back that way. We're gonna kind of make our way back over to this way and find a pretty decent tree on a game trail to put in. So, see y'all in a second.
What's that on the ground?
So this little area right here has a whole bunch of foot traffic right through there. It's been a pretty good producing area for does. This property's kind of ate up with does. We're probably going to end up setting the camera right here at one of these trailheads. There's a bunch of pretty decent little rubbing trees through here. One of the things I like to look for is either pass rubs. There's also more trails coming through here. It's pretty active with turkeys, deer, all that. They get all in here and scratch up all the a lot of the pine straw, looking for food. And there's another pretty defined trail right through there. It goes off into the pines. So they're using these little highways right through here, and they're crossing this. There's another like 50-acre stretch, and then there's like a 100-acre stretch right behind us, and a creek bottom. And obviously I don't have and it like slopes down to a creek bottom, and I don't have permission to hunt that, which I'm kind of been working on. But we're probably, there's a couple of good trees. What you doing, bud? Okay, he sees an old tree house, if you can see it way back there. He wanted to go check it out. It's one of my wife's cousins' tree houses that were there. They put up like 30 years ago. But yeah, one of the things I just look for a lot of sign. Now it's hard in these pines to find a whole lot of tree sign or a deer sign, tree sign. But we might continue to walk this way and catch one of these trails, since we already have one on the beginning of this, and see if we can't find a acorn tree or something like that to kind of put a stand around. Just kind of doing a little bit of scouting out between. I use HuntWise. Haven't had it very long, but I do already like it as far as being able to drop pins. And I got all my permission properties down to where that I can. I got them all pinned and everything like that. There's some muscadines, and then there's some pretty fresh scat. But we're gonna try to find us an oak tree that's full of acorns, and kind of, if you guys don't know, show you what that looks like. But we'll work our way there. So we found a pretty decent size. Was that a red oak? I don't know. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of production up in the trees. I used my binoculars, looked up there. Maybe we will find a better area. I was trying to look for a pretty decent food source in here on acorns, but or acorns, depending on where you're from. But we might walk down this fence line, from this fence line right here where Christian's standing, and it goes back to a corner, and there's an old deer stand back there that was set there probably 25 years ago. We'll probably go back there and check it out, and just try to get an idea where they're crossing to going into that other 100-acre stretch. So we'll check back with you. So after walking for 50 yards, finding a lot of these briars topped, where they've been coming through here and eating them. This, in my opinion, is not a great sign because of a quality food source. Hey, look at all them old glass bottles, buddy.
I'm looking at those.
Old farm plows and stuff. Yeah, this stuff's been here a while. Old Middle High Life can. I think that, yeah, that deer stand's back here. My wife's great uncle used to hunt back here and across all these stretches, but maybe we'll be able to find something on this fence line to this next property. What's wrong, buddy? You saw a snake hole? All right. There's a big spider right there I about walked into. We'll not do that. I've done got all the spider webs on me. Check out this old homemade ladder stand. It's an old deer stand somebody had right here on this fence line. That's an old fence right here. And then there's like the corner of the property. I don't know if you can see that tag or not. Trying to find a pretty good traffic area plus zone. I think I see a white oak right back here. We may walk back up that way and try to take a look. But all we're doing is just trying to find a good reliable food source for early season. Haven't hunted here a whole lot. It's kind of weird, you know, it's at the house, but I public land hunt mostly, but out in the middle of Georgia, and I prefer that because I have some pretty good spots which hopefully come up in one of the next videos. And then I have a hunting club I'm a member of that's down the road, not far at all, and I have a tractor and I build all the food plots, and it kind of helps pay my fees. So, but we're just kind of looking. We're on, I mean, this place is ate up with doe all through here. It's not good if you're trying to build a quality hunting area, which all you guys know. There's an old rub. So we might be in a pretty good shape coming down through here. And this area just acts as a funnel. Deer use this area to pass through, and it's not the, in my opinion, the best place to hunt, but when you don't feel like going far from home, it'll definitely work out. And there's some more different oaks, but I'm not seeing many acorns in here. What'd you find? An old basketball? There's stuff everywhere. And that old deer stand is right over there. But I think our area best is going to be up through here. There's a lot. I've seen some small acorns. There's nothing really huge to never play in the woods. Oh, yeah, I wonder how it got that way out here.
You knew something popped.
There's some old muscadines still on the ground. Right around there.
That means we're near an acorn tree.
Well, that's a muscadine vine that we're near. This is also a pretty heavily trafficked area through here. You good?
Yeah.
And guys, take your kids to do this. They'll learn. Trust me. He'll be 2 days from now. He'll be wanting to come out here and check this camera. This area is pretty open, especially during, if you're thinking about here at the house. I don't really move stands a lot. Obviously, in public land I do, but there's a few acorn trees right around in here. They're small, but they're there. And there's that big one over there, which maybe the top half is producing, I'm not sure. But next, I either I have some ladder stands, lock-on stands. I'm not really there's not too many straight trees to climb in here. I'm not too sold on saddle hunting just yet. My lower back cannot take it. I sat for 12 hours last year on public land, 8 to 12 hours, somewhere around there. And I just was not too thoroughly impressed with that. There's some more deer poop on the ground, right back there.
I did not touch that.
You didn't step in poop?
No. Did you?
No. But I think if we can find an area that we may want to put a tree or put a stand. There's a good straight tree there. Got a couple of small trees in the way. But I feel like this area is beat down pretty good. There's just so much in here. Usually it's kind of bad, but usually we jump deer when we walk in here. But like I said, they funnel it, and maybe I'll throw it up on the video on my map to where just kind of give you an idea of the areas that we're hunting and the area that we're in. Like I said, I can only bow hunt out here, but what'd you find, dude? Oh yeah, that's part of acorns fell out of that. Yeah. Right here, there's the tops of the acorns. Yeah. Right there. Good job. It's a good job while scouting. Some of these red oak limbs that had fallen, which I'm thinking that maybe since the deer may be feeling more secluded back in this area, this would be a better area to be in.
Another acorn.
And that's a pretty good tree to, that's an acorn top. Another tree to put in. And there are some old rubs in here, and I didn't get any big deer on here last year, but I know it doesn't mean anything, but in the county I live in, per Georgia, that about 2 miles from here in 1990 to 94, I can't remember, there was a 178-inch deer killed here. And I don't live far from a county line, and that specific county also has produced some really good deer. The further out you get in that county, the more rural it gets though, and there are some public lands here in the area, but the public land I go to is about 45 minutes from here, and there are some good hardwoods right through here that will produce acorns, and somewhere it gives me a 25-30 yard shot. I just I don't rely on cameras. I don't get caught and addicted to the cameras. I don't rely on the cameras to specifically, that's where I'm gonna hunt, this and that and the other. A lot of times I use it just to see what kind of foot traffic's here, kind of get an estimate. Like, are we having a lot of activity in this area? All that, but I don't get glued to it. What's up? You talk to the camera? A little camera shy. Excuse me. Find you a golf ball? Callaway, all right. You'll have to throw that in the yard. Oh, it's been hit with a lawnmower or something. That's a long way to be hit from the lawnmower. We're a pretty good ways from the house right now. We're probably 500-600 yards from the house. It's a pretty decent walk back here, but I can bring my side-by-side right down one of those trails we pulled up and drag something out if I had to. But I'm liking this tree right here in this area, and there's acorns, old acorns on the ground. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff back here. But this tree specifically right here, I'm liking pretty good to put a lock on in. But the only problem with that is there's not a lot of cover out of that tree. It's too open. I try to look for something that has some pretty decent cover where I'm not going to get spotted, like something that has a lot of leaves up in it. And I'm not really hanging stands yet. I'm trying to figure out where I want to hang stands and looking for old rubs. Christian's going to find us a spot here in a second. But I don't get glued and addicted to my, I don't get glued and addicted. I kind of like this area, buddy. It's pretty open and I can see the crossing line for anything that may come by. And there is a house up that way about 300 yards, and there is a house about that way 300 or 400 yards, and then that way about 300 or 400 yards. So, and then our house is about 500 yards that way. But just trying to do some early season scouting. There are acorns on the ground right here. I wish we had some good old white oaks in here, but I don't think there are. But specifically, I kind of like this area. And there are some trees back through here that give me backdrop and cover, so I'm not silhouetting. There's that tree right there with the vine in it, and that vine could help conceal me. I kind of like where we're at right here. That's not bad. It's not a bad shot from there. Just to put meat in the freezer. That's all this property is doing. If I get rewarded with a decent deer, then that's fine. That's also probably a good place to put some mineral sites in these little stumps. And there are acorns. That is a small acorn producing tree. I know I'm going to get corrected wrong. I don't know. I know that's a red oak, but a smaller red oak, smaller hardwoods. And there are a lot of rubbing trees in here. And here's here's a old rub, maybe from last year or the year before. Probably 2 years ago.
I just found a tiny.
Pretty decent one from 2 years ago. Found a tiny acorn. Well, we're gonna probably get a camera hung up here. Not because of that rub or anything, just because I think this is more of an open spot and it's getting more out of the pines. And there are some acorn trees around here. And it's a little bit better than hunting the briar tops. And I don't think I have to hunt out of a pine. Because I don't care. It's fine to hunt out of a pine, but this is just kind of a little introductory to Christian to teach him a little bit about deer hunting and where to sit and what would be a good sign, good area to be in. Places with reliable food sources, ain't that right, buddy? Yeah. We see deer out here, don't we? And coyotes. Your brother saw a coyote out of the garden.
And bunnies.
And bunnies, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get a camera set up here. The camera that I have is just an older stealth cam that I forgot I had. I do have to check cards in it, but and we're gonna put a little salt lick out here to see what hangs around and licks on it. But we'll get back with you. So we got the old deer cocaine salt lick, and it is purely salt, so I had to open it with my mouth and had a tablespoon of salt. Only reason I bought those is because they were on sale somewhere for like $2. I bought like 4 of them between here and the hunting property in early season. Just trying to gain a little bit of access, and we will come back and put corn in some of these areas and maybe put a feeder through here. I don't know. This area, like I said, is the Freezer Queen area. This channel is basically going to be based upon. Unfortunately, my budgets are not what some of the guys' budgets are that do YouTube channels. Got kids to take care of and everything like that. Not making excuses, but there will be a buck come around, and I will this year do plan on hunting one pretty hard. I got a place on public land that it's gonna be a pretty decent public land deer if I can get him on the ground, and probably specifically gonna be bow hunting him. But the camera of choice is just an older Tractor Supply special camera that I have a custom setting on, so I do like 3 picture bursts and all that, and I'll come out and check it in probably 2 weeks and bring some batteries and put some fresh batteries in it if there's a lot of stuff going on in this area. But that camera's kind of been old reliable, and if you look, this is a has been in the past a public land camera because of I put the paracord on there. It allows you to, and I'm not putting this way up in the tree. On public land, I do bring a climbing stick with me, and I'll put it up the tree and get up about 11 feet. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the videos. I can't remember the guy who made it that I saw years ago. It was like 7 or 8 years ago. Then he took a stick, put it in the back, angled it down, and that's how he was setting his cameras on public land to keeping them out of the eye's view. A lot of guys are walking through the woods, especially this time of year, looking for snakes. We have a lot of copperheads in this area, rattlesnakes, things like that. But they'll get them way up in the tree and angle them down. Yeah, and they'll angle them down and everything. But for the most part, we have this camera fixed right here in this location to see if anything comes by and passes. Good enough for me. We'll get it turned on and Christian and I will head that way. All right, you ready? Don't want to eat up a whole lot of the pictures. Put it on custom, watch it, it'll do a countdown. 8 seconds. All right, bud, let's go this way. And we'll continue to talk this little stick in my hand. And this is my first YouTube video, so I appreciate anybody that has stopped by and is watching. We're just trying to give back a little bit and show you guys that, hey, you don't have to have all this money in the bank to deer hunt. You know, I'm fortunate enough to where my bow this year is a used bow. It's probably from like 2014. It's a Hoyt Factor 30. But looks like an old row. Sorry, my ADD's kicking in, guys. But it's a good bow. I shot it a bunch when I got it from them. It's currently right now at a place getting restrung. Y'all watch out for these spider webs. I don't like spiders, but I'm ate up with these webs, especially this early season. And then fall, they get back with you. Come on, bud. Hey, follow me so you don't run into the spider. Oh, stay this way. Don't run into the spider web. There's another one. All right, you ready? Usually you can take a stick. Why don't you take a stick? I'll take a stick. Yep, grab you a stick too. And just hold it out in front of you. Swipe them down. Yep, there's some. We're gonna go this way. But the whole purpose of this was to show people that you don't have to have a whole lot of money to get into hunting, especially with public land. Huh? Yeah. You don't have to have a whole lot of money to get into hunting. Whether you're rifle hunting, deer hunting, or whatever, you just got to find those right deals at that right time. So yeah, there's our other camera we're walking by. So we're a good 200 or 300 yards from there. And hopefully that camera is picking me up because I didn't see the light on it. But we'll check the old phone here. We have photos in my... Yep, there's us walking around. And then the new one shows the salt lick. But we'll make sure that thing's working out. I do like the reveal cameras. Tacticam makes really good cameras, but I don't necessarily think you need to have the Pro. That's the 3.0 Pro. I don't think that you need to have that. There we go. I'm getting pictures now. I don't think you need to have the Pro because of yeah, there we go. I don't think you need to have the Pro solely because of it's got a little screen in it. It's handy, but I think it's a little bit more expensive. But if you're gonna go with the camera, I recommend those. That thing stood up through some weather, and if you get it set up right, it's a really good camera. The stealth cams, old trusty, set time and date, have to come out and check cards if that's what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. And I kind of forgot what the day was. What is it? It's July 20th right now. But back to what I was saying. Watch that ant bed, son. Don't hit me with that stick. Back to what I was saying is you don't need to have, let's go this way. You don't need to have a $1,400 bow. If that's what you want, that's 100% okay. You know, you budget it, and that's what you wanted, or whether or not you budget it ain't none of my business. But that Hoyt Factor 30 I got still shoots 300 something feet per second, or right at it, with some good Easton Axis arrows, and it'll kill deer. Last year I killed one with an old Fred Bear bow. I think we got from a pawn shop for 170 bucks, and I killed it with Walmart arrows, and I killed 4 doe last year over there at my dad's property. So that's not it. But a lot of you guys are thinking, hey, how do I get permission to hunt? Well, if you just bound and set where you can't get permission to hunt, or you can't, you're not going to walk up to people's doors or whatever, I recommend downloading an app of some sorts on your telephone, and today take advantage of the technology, you know. Or if you're not that kind of guy, get you a hand map like the old guys did. Go out and find the public lands. Coordinate yourself to where you're do some orienteering and pin you some places where you want to hunt, if that's what your thing is. Everybody hunts differently. There's a debate whether that's hunting or not hunting, but people say that hunting's only stalking animals. But I say if you're shooting deer, you know, you're a hunter. So no matter how you do it, some people hunt over corn piles. That's fine too. Try and do a lot of doe management. That's the easiest way. Them big bucks ain't gonna be over there, but we're not all after the big bucks. We're after to help feed my family, and there's no tariffs on deer meat. If you process it all yourself, then that's I don't know what a processor's running nowadays, maybe 100 bucks, 90 bucks. Used to be about 60 bucks back when I used to take them. I do go to one every now and then. I don't think I pay the complete full price. I do some work for them, but no, you don't need to have all this fancy equipment to go kill a good deer or a good buck. And that's hopefully what we're going to get to show you guys this year, and maybe get something like a public land wall hanger, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. We got to scout it out first, and hopefully the next video or two I'll bring this camera with me, and I'll just show you guys what I do, where I go. I may not tell you where I'm at, but kind of show you where we go to, what we look for, what I look for on especially little areas like this. As you can see, these areas are super thick, and there's like a horseshoe trail all the way around here. But thanks for watching. It's my first video. It's pretty raw. Don't know what I'm doing, but thanks guys, and hopefully there's plenty more to come. Thank y'all.